Imagine a man who pours his heart into a struggling farm, where every sunrise brings another fight to keep his land alive. Now picture a woman, heiress to a billion-dollar empire, chained to a tree, her life hanging by a thread. When their worlds collide, a single act of kindness sparks a journey of danger, secrets, and a love neither saw coming. This is the story of Jack Harper and Elena Brooks, a poor farmer and a billionaire's daughter whose chance encounter proves that true wealth grows in the heart, not a bank account. Jack Harper woke to the crow of his rooster, the same sound that had greeted him for 35 years on Harper Farm. His small Indiana homestead, nestled in Willow Creek, stretched across 50 acres of stubborn soil. The farmhouse, with its peeling white paint and creaky porch, held memories of his parents, gone a decade now to illness and time. At dawn, Jack pulled on his faded plaid shirt, the sleeves frayed from years of hauling hay and fixing fences. His hands, rough as tree bark, gripped a chipped coffee mug as he studied the horizon. The corn was too short for late summer, stunted by a drought that mocked his prayers for rain. The bank's latest letter sat unopened by the stove. Jack didn't need to read it to know the math. 2 missed payments, a third looming. The farm had been his father's dream, built on sweat and stubborn hope. Losing it would mean losing himself. He stepped outside, boots crunching gravel, and checked the irrigation pump. It sputtered, barely pulling water from the creek. "Hold on a little longer," he muttered, as much to the pump as to himself. At the Willow Creek diner, Jack slid onto a cracked vinyl stool. Mabel, the waitress who'd known him since he was a boy, poured his coffee without asking. "Heard the co-op's selling out to some big outfit," she said, sliding him a biscuit. "They offering you anything?" Jack shook his head. "Not taking their money. Land's worth more than a check." Mabel's eyes softened. She didn't argue. Folks in Willow Creek understood roots ran deeper than profit. Back at the farm, Jack walked the fence line, checking for breaks. The sun climbed, baking the earth. His sister Lily texted from Chicago. "Heard about a developer eyeing farms near you. Call me." Jack ignored it. Lily had left for the city years ago, trading fields for skyscrapers. She meant well, but she didn't get it. This was home. As he neared the eastern boundary, marked by a gnarled maple tree, something caught his eye, a flash of color against the trunk. His heart kicked up. Deer didn't wear blue. He moved closer, tools clinking on his belt, and froze. A woman sat slumped against the tree, bound by heavy chains. She was young, maybe 30, her dark hair matted with dirt. Her suit, once sharp, navy, expensive, was torn, stained with mud and blood. Chains looped her chest, pinning her to the maple. Her eyes fluttered open, green and sharp with fear. "Don't move," Jack said, voice low, like he was calming a spooked calf. "I'm Jack Harper. This is my land. I'm gonna get you out." He grabbed bolt cutters from his belt, heart pounding. The chains were thick, meant to hold machinery, not people. "Who did this?" Her lips cracked as she spoke. "Elena Brooks." The name hit like a thunderclap. Everyone knew the Brooks family, owners of Brooks Global, a logistics giant worth billions. Elena, the missing heiress, had been all over the news for a week. Jack worked fast, metal snapping under his cutters. "You're safe now," he said, though he wasn't sure he believed it. Her wrists bore raw marks where she'd fought the restraints. When the last chain fell, she slumped forward and Jack caught her. She was light, trembling like a leaf in a storm. "My truck's close," he said, lifting her gently. "We'll get you cleaned up, figure this out." Elena's eyes searched his, wary but desperate. "They'll come back," she whispered. "Let him try," Jack said, setting her in his pickup. He draped his jacket over her shoulders and handed her a water bottle. "Small sips. Farmhouse is just up the hill." As he drove, questions burned. Why here? Why her? But her shallow breaths told him now wasn't the time. The farmhouse kitchen smelled of coffee and wood polish. Jack helped Elena to a chair, her borrowed jacket swallowing her frame. "When'd you last eat?" he asked, pulling eggs from the fridge. "I don't. Tuesday." Her voice was faint. "It was Thursday." Jack cooked eggs, simple and quick, keeping one eye on her. She ate slowly, color creeping back to her face. "Bathrooms down the hall," he said when she finished. "Towels, first aid kit, take your time." While she showered, Jack checked the windows, locked the doors. He pulled his dad's old rifle from the closet just in case. Elena Brooks wasn't just a stranger, she was a target. And now so was he. Elena emerged in Jack's old flannel and jeans, her wet hair braided loosely. She looked less like a headline and more like a person, though her eyes still carried shadows. "You didn't ask who did this," she said, sinking into a chair. Jack poured coffee. Figured you'd tell me when you're ready. Right now you need rest. Spare rooms upstairs, clean sheets. She clutched the mug, knuckles white. Why help me? You don't know me. Because it's right, Jack said simply. And no one should be left like that. Her eyes glistened, but she didn't cry. After a moment she nodded. Thank you. He showed her to the guest room, where his mom's quilt lay folded on the bed. I'm downstairs if you need me, he said. She paused, clutching the doorframe. Jack, you've given me a safe place. I didn't think I'd find one again. Get some sleep, he said, throat tight. Back in the kitchen he sat with his coffee, mind racing. Elena Brooks chained on his land. It wasn't random. Someone wanted her gone, or wanted something she had. By afternoon Elena joined him, steadier but guarded. I owe you the truth, she said, sitting at the table. A small flash drive slid from her pocket. This is why they took me. Jack leaned forward. What's on it? Proof, she said. My family's company, Brooks Global, it's not what people think. On the CO. Last month, I found records of shipments that didn't add up. Fake routes, ghost trucks. Millions moving through our warehouses, but not for grain or steel. Jack's jaw tightened. What then? Drugs, she said flatly. Maybe worse. My cousin, Marcus Brooks, runs operations. I confronted him. He said it was just business, that I'd ruin everything. Next thing I know, I'm grabbed outside my office, woken up chained to your tree. Jack exhaled. That drive, it's got everything? Enough to sink him. Names, dates, bank accounts. She touched it, almost reverent. They thought I'd break, tell them where it was. I didn't. Jack stood, pacing. Why your tree? Some kind of message. Elena's laugh was bitter. The Brooks family seal has a maple tree. Marcus always loved symbolism. He probably thought it was poetic. We need to get this to someone clean, Jack said. Someone Marcus can't touch. Elena shook her head. He's got people, cops, feds, you name it. I don't know who to trust. Jack thought of his dad's old friend, Sam Carter, a retired sheriff 2 counties over. I might. But we gotta move careful. You rest tonight. Tomorrow we go. Dawn broke clear, the air sharp with promise. Elena helped with chores, surprising Jack with her quick hands. She fed the chickens, laughing when one pecked her sleeve. Never thought I'd do this, she said, cradling an egg like it was glass. City girls got grit, Jack teased, showing her how to check the tractor's oil. Her smile was small but real, the first he'd seen. They packed sandwiches and the flash drive, tucked in Jack's pocket. His truck rumbled down back roads, avoiding highways. Elena watched the fields roll by, her hands twisting in her lap. This place, she said softly. It's honest. My world, it's all lies and leverage. Jack glanced at her. You're here now. That's what counts. A black SUV appeared in the rearview, tailing them at a distance. Jack's grip tightened on the wheel. Company, he said. Elena turned, face pale. Marcus's men? Maybe. Jack took a sharp turn onto a dirt path, tires kicking dust. The SUV followed, closing fast. He gunned the engine, weaving through old logging trails he'd known since boyhood. Trees blurred past, branches scraping the truck. The SUV struggled, too bulky for the tight paths. After 10 heart-pounding minutes, it was gone. Jack pulled over, breathing hard. Lost him. You okay? Elena nodded, eyes wide. You drive like a getaway man. Grew up dodging coyotes, he said, managing a grin. Same principle. They reached Sam Carter's cabin by noon, a low cedar house tucked in pines. Sam, grizzled and sharp-eyed, listened as Elena laid out her story. He turned the flash drive in his hands. This is a bomb, he said. I know a federal prosecutor, old school. She's clean. But getting it to her without Marcus sniffing us out, that's the trick. Jack nodded. What's the play? Sit tight here, Sam said. I'll make calls, set a meet. You two stay low. That night, Sam's cabin glowed with lamplight. Elena sat by the fire, staring at the flames. Jack joined her, offering a mug of tea. You're quiet, he said. She took the mug, fingers brushing his. I keep thinking, if I'd stayed quiet, none of this would have happened. No chains, no chase. But then I wouldn't be here. With you. Jack's chest tightened. You did right, Elena. Truth's worth fighting for. Her eyes met his, steady and searching. You make it sound simple. Ain't simple, he said. Just necessary. A soft laugh escaped her. You're not what I expected, Jack Harper. A farmer who fights like a soldier, lives like a monk and talks like a poet. He smiled, rare and warm. And you're no spoiled heiress. You've got more spine than half the men I know. The air shifted, charged. Elena leaned closer, her hand resting on his. Jack, if we get through this. When? He corrected, voice low. When? She echoed. I don't want to go back to glass towers and empty deals. I want real. Jack's hand covered hers, calluses against soft skin. Then stay, he said simply. Build something real. With me. Before she could answer, Sam burst in. We've got a problem. My contact says Marcus is moving, fast. He knows you're alive, Elena, and he's tearing the state apart to find you. Sam's plan was tight. Meet the prosecutor Ana Reyes at a neutral spot, a diner in neutral territory 3 hours away. They left at dawn, Jack's truck blending with early farm traffic. Elena wore one of Sam's old hats, her face half hidden. The flash drive burned a hole in Jack's pocket. At the diner, Anna waited in a corner booth, her gray suit crisp against the greasy backdrop. She scanned the drive's files on a secure laptop, her face grim. This is enough to bury Marcus and his network, she said. But we move now or he'll slip the net. As they spoke, tires screeched outside. 2 SUVs blocked the lot, men spilling out, hard faces, armed. Marcus's crew. Jack grabbed Elena's hand. Back door. Anna drew a pistol. Go. I'll hold them. They ran, bursting into the alley. A third SUV waited, Marcus himself stepping out. His polished shoes looked absurd on the cracked pavement. Elena, he called, voice smooth as oil. You're making this harder than it needs to be. Jack pushed Elena behind him, fists clenched. Walk away, Marcus. Marcus laughed cold. You're out of your depth, farmer. Hand her over, and you keep your little patch of dirt. Elena stepped forward, chin high. It's over. The feds have everything. Marcus's smile faltered. Then he nodded to his men. Take them. Gunfire cracked from the diner. Anna's doing. Chaos erupted. Jack tackled Elena behind a dumpster as bullets flew. Sam appeared from a side street, his old service revolver blazing. Marcus's men scattered, one clutching a bleeding arm. Jack grabbed Elena, sprinting for the truck. Sam covered them, shouting, Go! They peeled out, Marcus's screams fading behind. In the rearview, Jack saw Anna cuffing a thug, her team swarming in. 2 weeks later, Marcus was in custody, his empire crumbling under federal raids. Elena's testimony, backed by the drive, exposed a web of corruption that shook the nation. Brooks Global survived, but Elena stepped down, passing the reins to her sister, who vowed to rebuild clean. Jack's farm became her haven. She learned to mend fences, plant seeds, laugh without fear. The bank's threats eased. Elena's foundation, funded by recovered assets, offered grants to family farms, Jack's included. He accepted, but only what he needed. One evening, under the maple tree, now chain-free, they sat on a blanket, stars bright above. Elena rested her head on Jack's shoulder. I thought wealth was power, she said. But this place, that's real. Jack kissed her forehead. Took a lot to get here. Worth it, she murmured. A year later, they married under that same tree, Willow Creek turning out with pies, music, and joy. Elena wore a simple dress, Jack his best boots. The farm thrived, a symbol of what could grow when courage met kindness. As they danced, the maple's leaves whispered above, a reminder. Sometimes the greatest treasures are found in the dirt, nurtured by hands that dare to care.